Hi, how's everyone doing this morning?
Hi.
My name is Christopher Neeley, and I'm here today to present my professional development project on the subject of robotics. So moving right along here, can anybody tell me what a robot is?
CP3O.
CP3O, anybody else?
RTD2.
R2D2, I heard Robocop?
Robocop.
Cylon, so that's a good one.
Terminator.
Terminator. Well, you're pretty spot on with it. I'd say that they meet the definition of a robot, but to really get into what a robot is, let's see. A robot is a machine capable of carrying out a complex series of actions automatically, especially one programmable by a computer. To elaborate better on this definition, let's also look at what a machine is. A machine is an apparatus using or applying mechanical power and having several parts, each with a definite function and together performing a particular task. Basically, all a robot is a combination of analog and digital parts to perform a function. So briefly delving into the analog aspect of robotics, let's take a look at where the idea originated from. First defined during the Renaissance period by scientists, simple machine is a non-powered mechanical device that changes the direction or magnitude of a force. The term simple machines usually refers to 6 classic examples of simple machines: the lever, the wheel and axle, the pulley, the inclined plane, the wedge, and the screw. Using these primitive machines and more, mankind began its fascination with using devices that reduce the effort or energy required to get through a specific workload or force load. Simple machines and mechanism principles remain the eminent technology of the day until the dawn of electrical engineering. Now, we all know these guys, so I won't go too far into that. But the invention of electrical engineering was a game changer for simple machine and mechanical technologies. Something could now be powered by electricity rather than with just steam or combustion or other means of the day to power things. It wasn't long before the general public started dreaming about what this new era of technology would hold. And so began the golden age of sci-fi and the birth of the idea of robots as we know them today. The term robot was originated by Carl Capek in his book, Rossum's Universal Robots. In the book, Capek portrayed a series of intelligent automata that could perform various tasks without having any form of guidance from anything other than an instruction set programmed in them. Derived from the Czech word robota, meaning servitude, that is the origin of the word robot. And once again, he also presented, for the first time, presented the idea of a humanoid robot in 1921. Flash forward to 1939, the World's Fair. Electro hits the scene.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, with a great deal of pride and pleasure, I present to you Electro, the Westinghouse Moto Man. Electro, come here. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, walking up to greet you under his own power. You see, all I need to do is to speak into this phone, and Electro does exactly what I tell him to do. Sometimes. But I don't see when I'm telling Electro's story when he's perfectly able to tell his own. So let's listen and see what Electro has to say to us today. All right, Electro, will you tell your story, please?
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
Okay, Toots. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be very glad to tell my story. I am a smart fellow, as I have a very fine brain of 48 electrical relays. It works just like a telephone switchboard. If I get a wrong number, I can always blame the operator.
Thank you.
And by the way, I see a lot of good numbers out in our audience today.
Electro, behave yourself.
Quiet, please. I'm doing the talking.
I'm sorry. Now, Electro, a moment ago you were bragging about being able to count on your fingers. Do you remember that? Well, we're going to find out about that. Now, do you remember how many children were born at the same time to a certain family up in Canada? Do you remember that? All right, let's see if you do. Count them on your right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5? Well, that's absolutely correct. All right, now, Electro, I know you enjoy these, and I'm really going to try to give you a nice pleasure out of these. So here we are. You got that? Now, hold on to it. You may now smoke this cigarette. Go on. Oh, yes, Electro, you do need a light, too, don't you? All right, here you are. And folks, he's only 2 years old, too. Just learning.
The humanoid robot Electro could walk by voice command, speak about 700 words using a 78 RPM record player, smoke cigarettes, blow up balloons, and move its head and arms. Public's reaction to Electro? After the World's Fair of 1939, people were fascinated by Electro, and many people were wondering how far could this new field of robotics advance. And it wasn't long before someone came up with the idea of applying laws to robots, ideally Isaac Asimov. 1941/42, Isaac Asimov set forward with his short story, Runaround, in which he presented the idea of robots governed by 3 laws which were programmed into them and that they had to obey. The 3 laws are: a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. The second law is, a robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Third law is a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Asimov would later go on to publish 8 other short stories, including The Runaround, in his book, I, Robot. And in doing so, he actually coined the term robotics. What limited the field of robotics from this point on was the development of advanced computer circuit technologies. Moving to today, with the advent of the integrated circuit as well as semiconductor technologies, robotics have truly entered the digital age. As computer science evolves, so do robots. More and more complex instruction sets are able to be integrated into servo machines and other machines that can carry out a wide range of actions and movements and essentially logical thoughts, as long as they're programmed into it. All this is possible thanks to computer components, simple machines, and mechanisms. Presently, robotics exists all around us today. Automated assembly lines construct products like cars with unparalleled efficiency and precision every workday. One form of robotics, known as bionics, are even helping to overcome adversities faced by humans today.
Up until now, most people have visualized prosthetic arms with an immobile hand or a metal hook, but that's all about to change. I'm Sam Sheffer, and this is 90 Seconds on the Verge. The U.S. Food and Drug Association has approved the DECA arm system, a mind-controlled prosthetic that can do multiple simultaneous movements. A number of scientists and engineers from around the world are working on similar limbs, but this is the first one with FDA approval. The DECA arm system is similar in size and weight to an actual human arm.
Sorry, I've got a malfunction here. Well, I'm sorry I couldn't get the rest of that video for you. It seems to have malfunctioned on me here, but moving along. As far as robotics go, it appears not even the skies are the limit. You have robots cleaning your house right now, even maybe.
Touches her.
Even the military is experimenting with robotics as we speak. As long as brilliant minds continue to delve into the field of robotics and push the limits of what is possible, the future sounds pretty neat. Unless they become self-aware. Just kidding. Anyone have any questions? All right, thank you. And now for your enjoyment, I present the Box.